Hello everyone, I'm Andy Liu from NHL Draft Central, and today I'll present to you my final 2018 NHL Mock Draft. So unlike last time with Milwaukee and Keith, this is a prediction of what will happen. The draft is very tough to predict, but I try my best. So let's immediately start with the first selection. With the first overall pick of the 2018 NHL Draft, Buffalo selects from Frölunda in the SHL, Rasmus Dahlin. Dahlin is the best defenseman coming out of the draft since perhaps Denis Potvin, and is exactly what the Sabres need. An offensive defenseman who can still play a strong two-way game. He had 20 points in 41 games this year in the Swedish Pro League and will continue to put up big numbers in the NHL. With Eichel, Dahlin will make other teams suffer for every little space they'll give. With the second overall pick of the draft, Carolina selects from Barrie in the OHL Andrei Svechnikov. The Russian right winger separates himself from the rest at the end of the season to become the consensus best forward of this draft. He brings everything the Canes need to finally make the playoff. I'm looking forward to the AO, Nekas and Svechnikov combination in the next few years. With the third overall selection, Montreal selects from Assat in the Liga, Jesperi Kotkaniemi. For a long time, Zadina was the obvious choice at third, but a late riser mixed things up. We all know the Habs desperately needs a number one center, and with his amazing U18 performances, Kotkaniemi is now seen as the best center available. If people thought Montreal should trade down to draft him, the Habs seem more and more comfortable to select him with their current pick. There is a slight chance Kotkaniemi become what they tried to find for the longest time, and it seems like he's becoming a lock for the third overall pick, a great two-way center that will help the Habs. It wouldn't be my choice with so much talent on the board, but you know Bergevin want that number one center so bad. With the fourth overall pick, Ottawa selects from Halifax in the QMJHL, Filip Zadina. There is a chance they go with Tkachuk here, but I think Zadina is the go-to guy at this point. He's a very talented and flashy goal scorer that will certainly help the Senators. With the fifth pick, Arizona selects from the Michigan University in the NCAA, Quinn Hughes. Cheka loves those small talented players like Clayton Keller, and I believe he'll draft the most talented player at this point. Even though they have OEL and Chitron, Hughes will completely change their decor. With the sixth pick of the draft, Detroit selects from Boston University, Brady Tkachuk. Detroit might have targeted a defenseman, but they won't pass on a player like Tkachuk. He's a power forward who will help the team and play a major role in every game. With the seventh pick, Vancouver selects from Acadie Batters in the QMJHL, Noah Dobson. If I would personally draft Adam Boqvist, Dobson draft stock rise after a strong Memorial Cup showing, and he became the consensus second best defenseman according to scouts. Dobson is the perfect all-around defenseman that will help the young talented core in Vancouver. With the 8th pick, Chicago selects from Brynäs in the SHL, Adam Boqvist. Boqvist is an offensive defenseman with an amazing shot and a good vision. He will bring a new vibe in Chicago defenseman group with his very skilled game. If there is concern among fans with his health, I don't think the Blackhawks will take the risk to let such a good talent slide. With the 9th pick, the New York Rangers selects from London in the OHL, Evan Bouchard. Bouchard is a very offensive player that controls the offensive zone. He'll help the Ranger defense after the tough loss of McDonough. He got a great first pass and is a power play specialist. Some even think he's the best defenseman after Dahlin. With the 10th overall pick, Edmonton selects from the US Development Program Oliver Wahlstrom. Playing on the right wing, Wahlstrom is a sniper that will fit nicely with McDavid. He has a good vision and a good skating, but his strength is by far his shot. McDavid didn't really have someone on his side to finish his amazing plays or pass, but that's not the case anymore. A great fit. With the 11th pick, the New York Islanders selects from Tractor in the KHL Vitaly Kravtsov. We all know it, the Islanders need to re-sign Tavares, and they need to select the best player available at this time, and I think they will go for the Russian winger. He played in the KHL this season and could go to the NHL quickly, a two-way forward with some high-end skill and a good shot. With back-to-back pick at the 12th overall spot, the New York Islanders selects from Sault Ste. Marie in the OHL, Barrett Hayton. Hayton is the best player available and they can't pass on him. Compared to Patrice Bergeron, Hayton plays a skilled two-way game. He has good vision and good hockey IQ too. He'll bring a new dimension to that team. He'll solve many problems in Brooklyn. With the 13th pick of the draft, Dallas selects from Spokane in the WHL Ty Smith. Dallas needed defensemen and they were gifted one. Smith is an undersized two-way defenseman with a great skating and a good all-around game. He has a great first pass and a good shot. He can create a lot of scoring chances by himself. He'll fit nicely with Dallas offense while reinforcing their defense. Just like that, Klingberg, Enskenen and Smith make the Stars a diverse team. With the 14th overall selection, Philadelphia selects from Drummondville in the QMJHL Joseph Veleno. The Flyers don't have a real need, so they can take the best available option at this point. They grab a lot of players from the QB4. Veleno will bring speed to their lineup and his good vision and two-way game will really help the team. Seen as a future #1 center last year, he's now a lock to be a great second-line center. With the 15th pick, Florida takes from Lokomotiv in the MHL Grigory Denisenko. Denisenko is a very skilled forward that brings intensity to his game. He didn't perform as wanted in the MHL, but he sure will in the next few years. A top 10 talent that could become a first-line center for Sunrise. With the 16th pick, Colorado selects from the US Development Program Joel Farabee. If they needed badly defensemen before, with guys like Girard, Makar and Timmins, they can now focus on their offense. And Farabee is a perfect guy for them. A very smart forward who puts max effort on every place. He has a good vision and speed. Could become an elite second liner for them. With the 7th overall selection, New Jersey selects from the US Development Program Kendre Miller. The Devils aren't bad defensively, but their defense could need a little help, and Miller is the guy for them. He plays a very strong defensive game that will help the shaky blue line. With his speed, he can sometimes join the rush too. With the 18th pick of the draft, Columbus selects from Brevard Joe in the SuperElit Dominic Buck. Again, Buck is another of those top 10 talents that will need to complete his game with some more defensive abilities. With their already talented core, Columbus adds a skilled German with some just amazing mitts. He's in contention for the best ends in the draft in my opinion, offensively gifted. With their second draft pick in the top 20, at the 19th spot, Philadelphia selects from HC Dynamo in the Czech League, Martin Kaut. Scout seems to have picked up on his amazing season this year and is rising very high lately. He also impressed in the World Junior Championship. He is a very good playmaker and a very smart player. He can play physical as is shown throughout the season, and he plays a very mature type of game. He's almost NHL ready in my opinion. With the 20th selection, Los Angeles selects from Oshawa in the OHL, Saron Knoll. Knoll is a strong but skilled 6'6" winger. He has an incredible vision and passing abilities. He is very effective on the forecheck and backcheck. He plays the King style of play, but he will bring a new aspect to the game with his surprising speed. With the 21st pick, San Jose selects from Luleå in the SHL, Isaac Landestrom. Landestrom plays a good two-way game and is very mature. He is near NHL ready and he will fit nicely in San Jose type of game. A riser all season long, but with some fast movements from other center in the past month, he drops a bit. With the 22nd pick of the draft, Ottawa selects from Karpat in the Liga, Rasmus Kupari. Kupari is another top 10 talent that will fall because of consistency issue. He is the second best skater of the draft in my opinion, and he has some very amazing puck handling skills. He has a slight chance of becoming a number 1 center, and Ottawa really needs one. The best player available at this point. With the 23rd pick, Anaheim selects from Niagara in the OHL, Akil Thomas. Thomas is a very good skater who can play a physical game. He has one of the best transitional skating and edge work. He's a power play specialist. Off the ice, I've heard Thomas was one of the best leaders. I think he will fit perfectly Anaheim game and attitude. With the 24th selection, Minnesota selects from the US development program Buddy Wild. A bit like Merkley, Wild is a polarizing player. He is super flashy offensively, but it takes a lot of risk. If he was seen as a top 15 pick not a long time ago, scouts are dropping him a bit on their list lately. Wild is a risk, but a great one late in the first. Offensively gifted and can be physical at times. With the 25th pick of the draft, Toronto selects from Skellefteå the SuperElit Jonathan Berggren. Dudas is a stat guy, and he likes talented guy. Berggren is the best option in that regard. The Sweden winger is fast and agile. He is very good in 1v1 situation in open ice and is very smart. He is a zone entries wizard, a player who fits his leaf perfectly. With the 26th pick, the New York Rangers select from Flint in the OHL Ty Dellandrea. The Canadian center is a late riser on many draft boards, and the Ranger will jump on him. Dellandrea is a two-way center who plays a very smart game. He has a good vision and shot. With the 27th pick, Chicago selects from Sault Ste. Marie in the OHL Rasmus Sandin. Sandin might go in the top 20, but with some good defensemen in Miller and Wild taking his spot, Chicago would gladly take the Swedish prospect. He is a smart defenseman with some amazing skill. He is a project that could turn into something great. With their third first-round pick, the New York Rangers select from Guelph in the OHL Ryan Merkley. If no scout will say they'll take a risk on Merkley just because they have multiple draft picks, I think the Rangers will be very tempted to go for the top 5 talent in Merkley because of that. Merkley is the best passer of the draft and has an amazing offensive vision. His defensive game and attitude issue makes him draft in the late first round, but he might become the biggest steal of the draft. With the 29th pick of the draft, St. Louis select from Halifax in the QMJHL Jared McKenzie. McKenzie is a physical player with a strong skating that he used to follow his attackers closely. He has a big shot and some good passing abilities, a great all-around defenseman. With their second first-round pick, at the 30th spot, Detroit select from the US development program Mathias-Emilio. The American defenseman plays a very defensive game. He's strong and very physical, which make him take a lot of penalties. He has a long active stick and he blocks the slot with his big body. He has a good first pass and shot. He plays Detroit's style of play and will fit perfectly with Brady Tkachuk. With the last pick of the first round, Washington select from Red Deer in the WHL Alexander Alexeyev. The Russian defenseman plays a good two-way game. He tracks the attacker closely and blocks every offensive option. He has a great vision and a good shot. It will help Washington blue line. Other players that could be picked in the first round are Ryan McLeod, Liam Foudy, Jay O'Brien, and Benoît-Olivier. Like I said, that's just my personal prediction. The draft will probably go way differently because so much thing can happen come June 22nd. Anyway, what is your mock draft? Write it down below, I'm very curious to see it. Check out my personal ranking for the 2018 NHL draft and subscribe for more NHL draft related videos. And I'll see you for the next one.
Ready or not, here I come, you can't hide. Ready or not, here I come, you can't hide. Ready or not, here I come, you can't hide.